Heist Hustle is a fast-paced game combining dice rolls and card playing, suitable for 2 to 10 players, ages 10 and up. Once the cards are laid out, every player will roll the die. The player who rolls a 3 goes first and becomes the mastermind. If 2 players roll a 3, the first player who rolled it will go first. The mastermind then turns over the location card, revealing the first heist location. Each location card shows the name of the location, the point value, and a list of weapons. Every player then chooses a weapon from the table. In a game with 2 to 8 players, the mastermind has the option to choose up to 3 weapon cards. The mastermind can play 1 or all 3 cards. In a game with 9 players, the mastermind has the option to choose up to 2 weapon cards and can play 1 or both of the weapons. In a game with 10 players, the mastermind is able to choose 1 weapon card. At the start of each round, every player, except the mastermind, has an opportunity to acquire the wild card, in addition to any weapon card they possess. However, in a game with 10 players, the mastermind also has a chance to use the wild card. To determine which player can claim the wild card, each player must roll the die. Players who roll a 4 or a 6 are eligible to use the wild card. If multiple players roll a 4 or 6, the first player to do so can use the wild card for that round. If no player rolls the required number, the wild card remains in its original position. The player with the wild card can use it as any weapon of their choosing, even if another player has already placed down the same weapon. After all the players have their weapon card or cards, the mastermind rolls the die. If he rolls a 2, 4, or a 6, the heist is considered successful. The mastermind will be awarded with half of the heist location points, and the rest of the players will divide the remaining points equally among them. If it is a 2-player game, the heist points will be divided equally among the mastermind and the other player. However, if the mastermind rolls a 1, 3, or a 5, the heist is unsuccessful and no one earns any heist points. The mastermind uses the spinner. If the heist succeeds and the spinner matches a player's weapon card, that player gains spinner points equal to the number on the die. If the heist fails and the spinner matches a player's weapon, they lose points equal to the die's number. If the spinner lands on an unused weapon, no points change. If a player uses the wild card as a matching weapon to the spinner and the heist succeeds, they earn wild card points equal to 10 times the value on the die. If the event of an unsuccessful heist where the wild card matches the spinner, the player with the wild card loses points equal to 5 times the value on the die. Each player will then record the points they've gained or lost for the location on their score sheet. If a player ends up with a decimal point, they must round it to the nearest whole number. Once all points are allocated, the current location card is set aside for the remainder of the game, and all players return their weapon cards to their original positions. The wild card is also placed back in its original position. Next, the player to the left of the mastermind becomes the new mastermind for the second round. The new mastermind reveals the next location card, and each player selects their weapon cards. The process of taking the wild card and rolling the die begins again, until all players have recorded their points for the second round. This process continues for the remainder of the game, until all location cards have been used. At the end of the game, the player with the most points will be the winner.